So I'm going to try to do this every week where if people just want to talk about something, if anyone has anything they'd like to talk about, let's discuss it. Anyone?
Defiance.
Oh, yeah. Blood is playing that? Wow, that looks
Poor
like a piece of shit.
Blood. I mean, he played it on the 360 and he started on the PC last night.
He said the PC looks a bit better.
Yeah, I started playing on the
God.
PC. It's an interesting concept, this whole tie into a TV show.
Yeah.
I got to say, it's relatively stable on the PC. I mean, I didn't have any disconnect issues, no lag. I mean, that might have been down to the fact that it was pretty empty. I mean, I think I came across like 15 to 20 other people playing it day one.
I mean, it's an MMO on a console, and I'm wondering how much of that's like first day jitters or second day jitters in this case. But I mean, the stuff we were seeing, some of those bugs.
Yeah, they were really bad.
And I mean, I know Chris, you played a bunch of the Firefall beta.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's kind of a parallel because as opposed to something like PlanetSide, but like there's like questing and XP.
It's an open world,
but it's still twitchy.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Very.
from what you saw though, I mean, don't want to put words in your mouth. So, but as a guy who's into Firefall and PlanetSide,
from what I saw Blood playing yesterday, like the gunplay doesn't look I mean, it doesn't look like it feels great. I didn't have the controller in my hand, so I can't say, but it looks really.
Let me clarify for you right now.
It's not?
It's not that great.
Even on the PC?
No, even on the PC, and I'm playing with mouse and keyboard, it would actually seem more suited almost to a controller than mouse and keyboard, because the AI can be relatively smart when they're not getting climbing inside a box and a half hanging out, because we get those those issues every now and again. But yeah, it's just a little too loose. And with an MMO, when you've got so many different things going on, you need perhaps things to be a little bit tighter with the control system. The targeting system needs to be a little snappier. I mean, you start off and you have your ego implant, and it's this like
Duke Nukem.
It's
Forever?
Cortana basically.
Okay.
They've totally ripped off Cortana and put her in there. And I apologize for the pronunciation. My Welsh accent has sort of like come back after my trip. But yeah, as you're going through this, getting used to the perks that you can generate, you're trying to do this stuff, and then you're doing it in the open air by a crash site, and you've got enemies just attacking you anyway. So you're trying to do one thing, and you've got like 5 enemies attacking you. It just seems jumbled. And then, like I said, all the achievements are based on season 1 of the TV show, where you can go off and explore different areas and do some time trials and stuff. I unfortunately don't think either the game or the TV show will make it beyond season 1. Yeah. I think it's going to be cancelled.
I have to admit the conceit, the idea of the game overlapping with the TV show, I think is really dorky, but it's the kind of really dorky thing that I think is also cool. Like if I was like a 13-year-old kid, I'd be probably really into this or excited about it.
It is
even
cool.
though like when they echo it in the TV show, is it just going to be like they'll look at the server map and be like,
Red
we lost
team.
San Francisco.
Well,
or,
no, I mean,
Corporal, come on your tits, 420, Dank Nugs, Trunks, Dragon Ball Z forever,
I don't know.
served strongly in the war. That was a bad adverb.
It is a very cool concept. But I think, and I was having a discussion with Meg about this earlier, that they've done it kind of ass backwards. You think they'd put the TV show out first, let people build up some awareness of that, then bring the game out, or bring the game out, give it a couple of months to gain some traction, then put the TV show out, because the TV show is about the town of Defiance, and the town of Defiance is a battle that happened in San Francisco against in the civil war against the aliens, and then the game is set not in the town of Defiance. It's set in San Francisco, but it's not the Battle of Defiance. It's after it, and the 2 characters you see in the TV show are in the opening cinematic with you, and then your ship crashes.
Yeah, you lost
and you
me.
don't see them again.
Exactly.
If I can't get that across to you, I mean, I don't see how they can Triumph can communicate that.
Well, too bad for those guys.
The best thing about Defiance so far has been the box where it says 1 to 10,000 players, I think, on the back, and also 10 gigs required. I know it's an MMO, but still, for some people who have their original Xboxes or something, that's a lot of hard drive space.
Can we segue into, we brought up Cortana, we can segue into maybe a topic I want to talk about?
Yeah, go for it, man.
That is, at GDC there was a Halo 4 postmortem, and like the biggest headline, thing that came out of that was, like there was like a special, super sci-fi gun that they ended up cutting from the game because like playtesters, didn't want to
They wanted
deal
to
with
map
it.
it
Oh,
to,
really?
to actual
Yeah.
guns. They were like, the scatter shot's like a shotgun.
Well,
This is like
that's-
an
and that's-
AK-47.
Oh, no, that hurts.
Yeah, like the
That's why I
fact
want
that
Mass
they,
Effect.
the fact that they took away. I mean, let's pause everything real quick. Let's go back to Halo 1. What game was like? What gun in any FPS was like a needler or a plasma pistol?
Mm-hmm.
Charge up, break the people's shields. Like that is new stuff. That is new sci-fi weaponry that people embrace. You know, like I really like
The
needlers.
noob combo didn't always exist.
Exactly. You know what I'm talking about? And then to hear that, oh yeah, we were trying these new ideas for new sci-fi weapons, and then at the end of the day, we ended up just getting, you know, a
Did they say what it
Promethean
was?
shotgun and a Promethean sniper and
Can
a
you
Promethean.
describe the theoretical weapon in one
I
sentence?
can't remember. It was like a space vortex thing. Whatever. I can't remember exactly.
Can I
what
explain
it was.
why that's going to happen?
Because everything wants to be caught, and it hurts me.
Codification.
No,
That's
no.
fact.
It's you will see these weapons, but you will see them in Halo 5 on Xbox 720/Durango.
I don't
So
believe
I
they
don't
pulled
think so. I'm
they
sad.
pulled all that
I-
stuff to
I-
one
I-
side.
This was
Space,
focused
to be
testing
honest.
cuts.
I mean, look at Mass Effect.
Or
Like,
that's what
in
they're
this
selling us.
alternate
And it's
future.
GDC. It's not marketing guys. It's the game developers.
Yeah.
I totally believe
Yeah, but
this
how
was
many
focused
press go to
testing.
GDC
That's
now? So
disappointing,
I would just say that I wouldn't if some of these weapons are so cool that we'll see them in Halo 5 when we get an Xbox.
I think
That's being
they're,
very
they're saying they're
optimistic.
weird, not cool. I mean, look at Mass Effect. They're like, yes, this alien species. They're like, yes, we've developed space sniper rifles, space shotguns, and space assault rifles. We just thought it would be the thing to do. It's like, what the fuck?
I mean,
But the
dude?
Needler's
Come
still in
on.
there. They didn't
Yeah,
cut
that's
it.
because it's legacy.
Is it legacy?
People are gonna be like, "Why the fuck is it not there?" But that just goes to another thing.
miss
Like
needle rifle
we're
personally. I think
even
that
for
was
a
a-
sci-fi shooter, that's probably like one of the best sci-fi shooters, if not the best sci-fi shooter, you know, in the industry today. And if you know what I really miss, like the days when you got really crazy, goofy guns. Like I love Serious Sam. Like you know those Unreal Tournament. Like I miss
Old
those.
Fire?
Yeah.
I
Like
miss
we were
those
capturing
games,
Unreal
you know?
Tournament, right? Everything at Old
Yeah,
Fire,
there's
you
a
know?
ton of cool stuff in there.
Laptop
Now
guns?
everything is just kind of like a sci-fi spin of. I mean, that's too much. Like it's almost like a a sci-fi. I mean, I guess
A
it's sci-fi spin.
reskin?
It's like a reskin. It's like it's a shotgun, but it shoots blue pellets instead of shotgun shotgun pellets.
You
know
actually
what I
just
mean?
described the weapon I'm using in Defiance. It's a 3-shot
Yeah, I saw
shotgun
that, yeah,
with a
blood
yeah.
was using that one.
Well,
too.
I mean, I don't want to pick on Borderlands, but is Borderlands maybe part of the issue where it's like they have 8 million guns, but there are really only like
6.
5 varieties with some modifications?
yeah, it's
and
like the
stuff
damage
that?
and the spread are all the things that really change.
But no, this is
yeah.
where developers should go. They should challenge us to, like, you know, since 99% of first-person games are shooting,
Yeah, if
though
we're
everyone
gonna-
should
if
check
we're
out
gonna
Gone
stick with
Home.
shooting, if we're going to stick with shooting so
Make some,
narrowly,
make
at
some new
least,
interesting stuff.
you know,
I
speaking
know
of
we were
that,
talking about regenerating health as well.
You know, I
There's
regenerating
a lot
health
of
is
things.
another thing. Yeah,
You know what I
that's-
wish? Speaking of both of these things, I wish BioShock Infinite would have had a little bit more interesting weapons and
Oh, I
vigors.
completely
I've seen
agree.
everything
Thank you.
before.
No,
Everything.
no.
It's so
My
familiar.
theory on the guns is
Even
now
the
that you can
bullet
only
shield
carry
thing.
2, and the action is like in Bioshock 1 and 2, you would pause, you bring up your radial menu, see what you had ammo for, and select the gun. And the guns were more, I don't know, fantastic, if that makes sense. Here, I think they did it for pacing, and I mean, yeah, those guns are all boring. I mean, they're fun and effective, but there's nothing there that's special, you know?
And the burst
Yeah.
rifle is just stupid. What a terrible distance weapon.
But I think that's what they went for, so you could pick up a gun and just be ready to go.
I suppose. But yeah,
That's
I
my
mean,
theory, but I totally
even,
agree,
Even
but
the
I think-
vigors, I feel like, it's all like the
I
same.
think the vigors are
stuff.
okay.
I like
What's-
the, I
what's
like
a
the
unique
figures. I
one,
mean,
maybe?
I'm using Murder of Crows a lot, just because I like sending crows out to people.
No, I like that one too. I like the.
But
the
that's more,
electric
I think that
crows.
goes more into the MMOification of Bioshock. Like, we got in the strategy guide was shipped to us, and it's like, what kind of build do you want your Booker to be?
Yeah,
do you want to be a
that's-
wizard? I'm like, what the fuck?
It makes
Because
me a
of the
little
gear.
sick,
Yeah.
I wish
honestly.
they had obfuscated the gear text instead of it saying this would make someone burn for 300 damage over 4 seconds, which is so
MMO.
mathematical.
Yeah, when I picked that up,
wanted
I was like,
a
what
black
am I
box.
doing?
It'd be like, these fiery hot pants will really light a hot seat butt in your. Okay,
It's still
You
a
want-
little.
you want
Scratch
Dark
that.
Souls
It's still a little stupid.
Ryan's
Well, people
career
want
as a
the- people want
copywriter
the-
for
Right,
ads
on the
is
fly.
just totally
no,
gone.
I need my
No,
writer's room.
I get where you're coming from, but I started playing Bioshock on Monday. I sort of like gave myself Sunday off, and then I downloaded and started playing.
What's your 2
adore-
cents? Because we got to wrap it up.
I adore the world that they have created. I think it's gorgeous. I think there's so much stuff going on that's fantastic. The art is great. The storyline is great. The characters are great so far. I've only got to a certain stage. Combat is leaving me kind of cold. It feels like the combat has just been layered on. It doesn't feel, and I am at the stage.
You know what kind of bums me out sometimes when I walk into a new area and I see a cover that I can materialize. I'm like, oh great, that's
Yeah, or you see the police
let's
lines,
get
you
ready.
know somebody's going to be
yeah.
there.
It's like it's like here's
Yeah.
time for combat.
And
right?
I am at the stage where, yes, I do have
I don't hate
Elizabeth.
Bioshock Infinite,
You
by
know,
the way.
Elizabeth
No,
can
just
pull in
saying,
the
but-
tears, and I do have the sky hooks, and I can shoot from the sky hooks, and I have all that, and I am playing on medium difficulty, and it's not exactly, there's no penalty really for dying, but it just feels that the combat does not live up to the excellent level that every other aspect of the game
I think
has.
it's pretty good. The combat's pretty good. It's got good variety, but it's.
Well, when everything's excellent,
I
if
feel
something's
it's
just
kinda
below
like,
that, it
here's a
stands out
story,
more,
and
in
then
my
they
opinion.
opened it up and like,
Yeah.
put some pretty good combat in there too.
I think with April and May being such slow months, I think Bioshock may be that well we come back to. I got the season pass. I think some of that content that we saw in trailers that didn't make it into the game could be some of the DLC.
It's gonna
down
be
the line.
story-based DLC.
And this is
right?
one of the few games I actually like the combat. I wouldn't mind if there was a horde mode, which I feel like a hypocrite. But
Ooh, okay.
no, for this I think it could be interesting.
Put down some traps. Here come the
Toggle,
hordes.
maybe have Elizabeth be there or not, kind of as like an option or something. Some interesting stuff.
Or you can play as Elizabeth. Hit be the coward.
Gather. You'd
So
be
you're
the
an
cower.
you're a-
Then
you're a-
X
X to
to
throw
throw
coins.
Yeah, that's all you're going to be
Escort
doing.
quest, right? Reddit. Anyway. So that was this week's Invisible Walls. Next week's is episode 250, where we'll be doing absolutely nothing special. Thank you for watching. Bye.
See this and other GT shows and game reviews on the GT Originals iOS app, available now on the App Store.